Well, good evening. Here we are at the Insider's Room again at the net. I've got back a Legion of picks and Bowser to give out their French Open picks for the next round of action here. And we've had an okay first day. Lost a couple of heartbreakers. Lost a couple totals by half a game here and there. And the big favorite won the first set and then bowed out in the next two. But
Yeah, let's not bring her up. I'm still butthurt about that too.
Yeah, well, it's the nature of tennis. It's what happens. I watch a lot of those games, and it was like, oh man. But all right, enough of me gibbering. Enough of me gibbering. I'll turn it over to the two pros here, and I'll let you guys drop your knowledge on the next.
Yeah,
round.
no, fair enough. Well, to continue on some of that recap there, I think we only ended up positive half a unit. And we wish we were going to be up, 2.5 units there. But Andreescu, she did her thing, and she had her chances in the second set and in the third set. But, that's just the way it happens there. And the other matches, the other over 21 we had on the Kudermetova match, it should have went over, but the second match there, she just took care of business, and the other person just kind of gave up. So that's kind of what happens, unfortunately, sometimes on this tennis here. But we look forward to these next picks here to stay in the win columns anyways and go from there. So I don't know if Bowser has any recap from his picks, but.
For recap, we went 4-4. A little bit of a loss there. Andreescu, I think that was the most surprising one. Legion, I know, had close to 2 units on her. I put a unit on her as well. That one surprised us there. It's kind of the shock of the first round, I would say, especially given the fact that we had mentioned her as a dark horse, kind of going into the tourney as a winner. But looking back too, we also got beat on a couple hooks there. We had Iggy Swiatek at under 17.5, finished at 18 there. And then we also had Pegula finishing at 17.5. Game finished at 18. So the hook got us there on a couple of them. But that's okay. A couple of trends that we did see here from the first round, a lot of overs. A lot of people who you would expect to kind of take care of business and handle them in the under was not the case in this first round. You were seeing a lot of people battle, a lot of these going deep in 2 sets, right? 7-6. I think Legion and I were mentioning something along the lines of seeing a match that went 7-6, 6-7, 7-6. So there was hard fought matches in this first round, which really is going to kind of lead, I think, right into this next round. You're going to see the same kind of thing, especially in these big tournaments. You can start to see these players that are kind of in the higher ranks. If they make a few moves here, they beat a couple people. They're looking at a better rank here coming out of a WTA 1000 tourney. So with that, Legion, you want to go ahead and open up with your picks, and I'll follow up with mine.
Yeah. So we'll start it off. One of my picks that I like quite a bit is Pavlyuchenkova money line -168. I think some places maybe it's at 172, 175. She's going against Tomljanovic. And this one here, I mean, it's good old Pavlyuchenkova there. She's not going to beat you with speed or nothing like that, but she's pretty brilliant on where to place the ball. And that's what I like moving forward. And looking at her first match that she had and her competitor's first match and the statistics there, I'm going to lean, Pavlyuchenkova to cover that money line for me there at the 168. Then the next match here, I got H-Tan versus M. Vondrousova. H-Tan's ranked 149 in the world, and Vondrousova is ranked 21. So everyone would think, Vondrousova is just going to take care of business and, go from there. But H-Tan, she just beat Cornet, and as a dog, as a pretty good dog, and so she's a dog again here, about the same price as her first match. And I'm going to be on the +4.5 on this one. I think it's going to be a 6-4, 6-4, and I think we're going to win by the hook on this deal. I don't think we're going to get caught by it. Is my belief in this match. And Vondrousova, I mean, she's still finding her footing on clay. She hasn't looked the greatest in the first couple of clay tournaments that she's been a part of this year. And so I think, with her not being able to find her footing and things like that, I think, that leaves H-Tan to be able to get in there and get some points, especially with her serve. So I think, that +4.5, we're going to, cover by the hook at least. Then the next match here is C. Tauson versus Azarenka. Azarenka is ranked better than Tauson is. I think Tauson's ranked 90th. Azarenka's in the top 25. But Tauson's serve, she was solid on her serve on that first match that she's playing against there. And so I'm going to take her as the dog for the money line at 148, +148 there. The over is probably a safer play if people were inclined to, play it more safe. The over in that match is, probably safer, but I'm going to be on the money line myself on that C. Tauson match. The fourth match here, I got the home favorite again is C. Garcia. We took her money line on the first match, that cash for us. Now we're going to look back, look at her again to go over 20.5. Some people got it for that. I got it at 21 myself versus Hercog. And both of these players, they're both still trying to find their form. Garcia's in a little bit better form than Hercog is, in my opinion. But Hercog, she comes to battle. So I think this can even go over in 2 sets if it doesn't quite make it to 3 here. But I think we're going to be on the over. I mean, if Garcia's money line was -170 or better, I'd probably take her on the money line, but she's -200 and something. So don't want to touch that. Then the last match I got for us is going to be Belinda Bencic money line -126 versus D. Kazatkina. And both of these players, when they played each other 4 times, they're 2-2. So they've each had 2 wins against each other and 2 losses. But Bencic was more brilliant in her first match. And I'm looking for that to continue here against Kazatkina. Benzic's still trying to find her form, maybe a little bit more than her competitor here. But I think, this one's probably got 3 sets written on it. But I'm going to take Bencic on the money line. And, that way we're not going to worry about no spread or over under there. I'm just going to take the money line and roll the dice because I think she wins in 2 hard-fought sets and or 3. So that's where I'm at with my picks. So hopefully we'll produce a little bit more winners this go around, and we'll be back for some more. So
perfect. I'm going to go ahead and same here with Legion. We're going to double up on a couple of these as we kind of looked over it. So I also have Bencic money line. This is definitely going to be a hard fought match. I think the spread on this, I don't even know if they even had a spread. I think it was just straight money line or over under on this one. So they expect it to be a very close line. Bencic has a couple solid wins here recently. Bencic has taken down Jabbar here recently within the last month. So I look for her to kind of lean on a little bit of that experience there and to be able to handle business here and taking that one down. I also have Garcia Hercog. I caught it at 20.5. I think it's a fantastic line here. Garcia, I do think that she is going to win, but I think that the safer bet, Hercog had a very well fought battle. In fact, I believe she was the underdog. Was she not, Legion?
Yeah, no, she was the underdog in the first one.
Correct. So, one thing you really want to look at is the underdogs when they're kind of steamrolling or they're on a roll. You kind of look to take them or to come into the next match and really fight hard. So that's kind of what we're looking at there with the Garcia Hercog is that over 21 or over 20.5. I also had Tauson Azarenka. Tauson is, I think, kind of an underrated, young, talented tennis player here. I think she kind of flies under the radar there. She's a little bit older than Coco Gauff, but she's kind of that younger generation talent that I think is up and coming, and you're going to start to see her make some moves over the next couple of years, and you're going to start to hear her name a lot more, which is why I look for her to push this match over 20.5 here. I also have Jabbar versus Sharma. I'm going to go ahead and take over 19.5 here. The reason I'm looking at the 19.5 is Jabbar actually is one of my favorite WTA women tennis players. I love her, love betting on her. However, in this type of situation, she has 2 losses within the last 2 months. One comes to Belinda Bencic. The other one comes to Sharma. And people might be asking, like, well, who is Sharma? She was an underdog in the last match, and why would you be betting on her here? Well, she's 6-2 on the clay court, and if you go back and you look at some of the opponents that she's taken down top 100 opponents here on the clay. With that being said, and having previous success against Jabbar and taking her in 3 sets, I look for that to be pushed over the 19.5. And the last and final bet that I have here is going to be Lynette versus Barty. Barty's favored by 6 here. However, Barty has a trend that seems to fit well with her, and it seems to happen quite frequently. Where Barty should handle the match in 2 sets, it'll end up being pushed to 3 because Barty takes a rest on the second one, will take a rest on the first one, and then capitalize on the next 2. And I don't really understand the tactic behind it, but you go back and you look at a lot of her matches, and it's 2-1 sets there. So same thing here. Lynette's kind of coming in on a couple good wins here. Confidence is kind of rolling. And Barty is actually not 100%. Coming across the Twitter feed, WTA Insider, Barty admitted she's not at 100%. So given that kind of information there, I look for Lynette to kind of push this over the 18.5. I still expect Barty to win the match. Same thing with the Jabbar, but I do expect their opponent to put up a good fought battle. And those are my picks for the round of 64.
There we go.
All right. Sounds good. So if people come into the Insider Zoom Discord, where can they find your picks? I know it's changing. I know the rooms are, the site's been changing a lot this week. Is there a special place they can look for them?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can go ahead and find all of these picks. They're going to be posted on the channel, the Insiders Picks. You can find both Legion's and myself's picks posted there. And then you can also find us posting this on Twitter as well.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Like I said, the site's changing. We're adding things, trying to improve it a lot. So I know, Bowser, you've had your hand in that. So we really appreciate that. So come in, check it out. These guys will be back probably for the next round for more tennis picks here. And, check in on Sunday for the NASCAR report. I think Right Cape had another winning week on that one. So, it's just, if you don't bet these kind of niche sports, it's about time to listen to these guys and start. And there's more than one way to make money. And check out Bowser's player props on the site. He's been doing well on that also. So
yeah, do have a couple player props going today.
All right, thanks a lot, guys, and thanks for your tennis wisdom here. And we'll catch you again probably in a couple of days when the next round starts.
All righty, everybody, take care out there.
All right,
Appreciate the support.